Don't blow your education, especially if you get it free. I'm telling you right now, if you're young, you think, oh, I got all this stuff. Don't, if you have a chance to get free education, do it and then do your other stuff. Then travel. I'm telling you, then travel. Because don't blow your education. Whatever. It's 4 years, maybe. 4 years or 2 years, do a 2-year course. Do something. Get an education, I'm telling you. Because, I regret it because I had a chance to become a lawyer right away. So I thought, I'm engaged, I'm in love. Oh my God, look at me, I'm in love. The moron, of course. I ended up being a moron. But anyways, so I just took accounting.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to technical college or whatever, another technical colleges, and got my accounting really quick.
Yeah.
And then that relationship, let's just say, went really bad. Really bad. We could write a movie about it because actually he tried to find a way to have me and my daughter murdered.
Ooh.
So there's a movie in that. We'll get back to that at another time.
Yeah.
Literally, no, it's serious story.
I would like to buy the rights to it.
yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to write it together, and then we can.
Yeah, I would like to have a.
Then I need to play a part in that one.
No, you play, and you have executive producer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would love that. So, anyways, so then I went back to school. I thought, well, I taught when I was a senior. I taught with my second grade teacher as an independent study.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to be a teacher because I know it. Yeah. So it'll be easy education, super easy, right?
Yeah.
So I started it, and then the counselor at the school, my advisor, said, "What are you doing? You made way more money," and because I actually was an executive in accounting and businesses.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're going to make way less money and you're a single mom. What are you doing?" So I dropped out of elementary education and went back and got computer skills.
Got it.
And I'm like, well, what am I doing? Why am I not in school for law?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of dumb. Now I can, if I'm going to be in school and spend this money, I'm going to go into law.
Yeah.
So I went in and I started studying family law and real estate law.
Okay.
So I thought, well, that's a good place to start, and especially family law.
Correct.
And maybe I could throw some of the jerks that, like the one I had, I never married her dad, but I was engaged to him.
Yeah.
And then I re-met my husband, who had been a blind date years before then.
Yeah.
And so I didn't finish. But I ended up working, like I said, where this music corporation, I ended up working with the business lawyers.
Got it.
And I ended up helping with a very big case that went down in Minnesota for a family rape case, advising attorneys. So I've used it. I've been on a grand jury, so I've used my skills. Yeah. In our business, my husband and I own a wholesale fishing bait company.
Okay.
So I've used my skills for our law stuff.
Okay.
Real estate law, all the houses my family's bought and stuff. I've advised and done all the financial stuff, with the accounting and the legality of the house stuff. I've done all that. I've worked in a bank.
Yeah.
So the only thing I have not done is flown a plane and done open heart surgery. Let's just say that. So
that's on the bucket list.
That's on the bucket list with jumping out of a plane.
No, speaking of that, it's like you're right about the education part. I truly believe that is because it's like the same thing even like with me doing the filming. Because I recall when I told you I got accepted to the for the filming the what's it called, LA? I'm not LA. Why is it brought out? New York Film Academy. Mm-hmm. So, because I was excited about that, but then prior to that, it was the part of like where I had a full right to go like within the state, but under the situation of things were happening at that time, they're like, "Gotta stay in home." I was like, "No, I got a full right. Like I don't have to pay for anything, no loans." And that one they gave me two, so I was gonna play sport and I was getting education. So basically, if I decide not to play sport, I still got a full right.
Yeah.
And if I play sport, I'm getting double. So they're like, but they didn't understand that aspect, the time ago I just wanted to get out of the house, and then my thing, I wanted to be a lawyer because he's like my pops. Like the way he raised me, he was a what's it called, persecutor.
Oh.
So he raised me to be he was thinking I'm gonna be a persecutor. So we were having like an argument, and I was like, okay, you gotta think about it. Whenever I get in trouble, I'm defending myself. So what do you think I'm gonna do when I grow up, right? So one day I was like, yeah, I'm gonna decide I want to go to law school. So he was excited. It's like, all right, so what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna be defense attorney. Oh my god, the house almost.
They make the big bucks.
The house almost flipped upside down. He lost it. It's like, what? What? You say? I was like, what's going on? I thought it's like, yeah, I agree with you becoming a lawyer, but I'm not agreeing with you becoming a persecutor. I was like, but you gotta understand, since I was a kid, when you and I were going back and forth, I'm defending myself. So I only know how to defend people. I don't know how to I don't have that part to be like, yeah, I'm gonna persecute this person. So then fast forward, then I realized, because I went in the issue study, I studied criminal justice. Halfway through it, realized I wasn't happy because I started with a computer engineer. And then second year, I realized I wasn't happy. So I was like, okay, maybe I should do criminal justice. Started doing that, loving it, but then realized I wasn't, because I was looking for the aspect of the lawyer part, but I wasn't getting it. I was getting the criminal side. It's like, no, it's not what I want, you know? So after that, just to say it, it's like, based on the stuff that I learned, it was great, but I definitely want to go back and complete it. So I'm debating what I'm gonna do, but obviously the film is my passion. It's like what makes me happy and whatnot. So I was like, I'm gonna do that, and then once I figure out things, then maybe I'll do a paralegal and become a lawyer. But even if I do it, it's just to say I got a degree. It's not to, not to say, yeah. So, but yeah. So as far as with back to the filming, what would you say what is one of your funnest characters project that you worked on? You're like, oh my god, I can't wait to come back or continue.
Well, I'm telling you the box right now. I mean, I'm just
no,
I'm not saying because we're here talking about the box.
Yeah.
I really love it. I did another character where I had to do a Jersey accent though.
Yeah.
And that was challenging for me because I don't really do accents. But I had to learn it.
Yep.
And
those English.
It was really fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that she was kind of strung out on pills.
Yeah.
So she was really hyper and really spazzy, and then tried to do the accent with it.
Yep.
And be fast with it.
Yep.
And stuff, and then it became very emotional at points. So it was a roller coaster kind of character.
Yeah, that's challenging.
And
it's beautiful too.
It was really fun to do.
Yeah.
So I really liked that film I did.
Okay.
Drawing a blank on the name of it, which would be really sorry, I'm drawing a blank on that name of that film.
Yeah.
But I've done a fair amount of films
Okay.
that luckily,
So you got a few projects coming out this year and next year?
No, that one's already out. That one's probably on my YouTube channel.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
I'll check it out.
I have a YouTube channel, Tamara Lee. TAMARALEI. I
There we
know.
go. I'll put it under the YouTube when I release the video, so you guys can check it out.
Yeah. So and my Instagram is Tamara Lee 1.
There we go. And also include that in there, so you guys
My
can.
Instagram.
Yeah, you guys can follow.
Because I'm number 1. Oh.
Hey, if not you, who else, right?
Right. And I started out young, and when I was in my early 20s, I used to do stand-up comedy too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a little. And another thing that nobody knows about, a lot of people don't know, but I'm ambidextrous.
Well, I'm learning new things today, so now I know what to do with the characters when I'm writing. I'm ambidextrous. Okay.
So yeah, I use both hands. I was a pool. I used to shoot pool, and people thought I was like a pool shark because I break right and I shoot left.
Oh, okay.
Unless I need to switch over to right. Back in the day, and they thought that was really strange. But I could bat right or left.
Well, The only thing
Depending on whenever.
I think I challenged myself to write left, but then I got lazy because I could write left and right. But all I wanted to do was just do my signature. That's all it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to sit there like. But the thing is like, sometimes when I'm eating or whatever, people think I'm left-handed, and then when all of a sudden they see me doing something like that, hold up, you right-handed? I was like, yeah, they're like the way you're holding things to look comfortable. Like I was like, no, I'm right. But I'm trying to teach my left so that way my brain could let me do both without.
For both brains, yeah. And it's really weird because I used to have my desk set up, so I worked with both hands constantly.
See.
So I could be, with both sides of my brain were working.
Yep, and it's fun because then it's that way like you don't feel like you will not get tired because it's like you're consistently working in a different way. But if you're like doing one, it's like sooner or later your body's gonna be like you're tired.
Yeah.
And your mind is like you're tired. Then it's like
I'm so busy all the time. My brain doesn't have time to be tired.
That's what I'm saying. so you say what's it called? You back from New York and I mean Miami and LA. So
yeah.
how was that?
Yeah, I was just out in LA and then I flew to Miami and then home again. Well, I almost didn't get home because of all the craziness with flights and stuff. But I'm here, obviously.
Yeah.
I finally made it. I went out to LA on a tour. My agent is I work with Natalie Sparrow Management, so a little plug for Natalie Sparrow Management. Great agent, love you, Natalie. I went out there for a tour, I'm trying to think of a word I'm trying to think of is like a convention type program to meet agents and casting directors. And I performed out there different things like I did a monologue, I did cold reads, I did script reading. We entered my headshot in there. So multiple things I did, and I won an award for my headshot.
Oh, nice.
So I guess my looks don't fail me yet. And then I won an award for cold read, which cold read is not my forte.
I can't do that.
It's my taboo. I say for me, I've always been scared of cold read. Because if anybody knows what a cold read is you're given like a commercial read, and you're given like 30 seconds or a minute maybe to quick read it, and then you need to get up and perform it. And it's usually a commercial.
Yep.
And you have to know how to hold it properly because you really read it off your peripheral vision.
Correct.
And I won an award for that, which
nice.
Again, that is my fear. That's kind of my fear. And so I felt really proud. Like I was like in tears out there because
should be proud.
When the picture came up and I was like, Natalie's my agent sitting next to me. She's like, "That's you." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh my penis! Oh my God! I'm so excited! I couldn't believe it." Of the two things that I would have never thought,
you got it.
Right. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is such a big compliment for me. It was a huge compliment for me. So I was really excited. So yeah, I'm like, well, got anti-aging cream that I buy by the bulk that I load into my basement. This must be still working.
No, I think for me it's like the challenge is like whenever I have to. I think it's twice when I had to do like a script read. It's like I remember the first time I did it. I tell everybody that story. I was a sixth grade. The one I told you about, Much to Do About Nothing. So we're sitting there, and like half of the cast, I don't know. I'm sure we got our script the same time, but half of the cast already was like not even looking at the book, and it's our first day of reading it. So now I felt intimidated because I was like, hold up, I'm sure we got this script the same time. How come you guys already like way advanced, you know? So when we start reading, I literally forgot how to read. Like I literally like was butchering that thing, like because I was trying to like read and like memorize at the same time and then like act. I was trying to do three things at once. Finally, it was like everybody looking at me like, "You sure this guy can read? Like, he knows how to read?" And I was like, and then I like literally when I got home, I sent an email to the director. I said, I was just nervous. I understand if you want to let me go, but just give me until tomorrow, I'll be fine. And then the next day I came back and he was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. No, I was like, yeah. Just like the first day. So now it's like my thing is like I tell any director, I was like, the first day we're reading, just that's not me. That's not the character. So just give me a heads up.
Yeah.
You know, however I read it, just understand that's not me. You know, and I try to like, but the thing is, because I try not to come in knowing, unless like with the student film where I have to like act at the spot. So those ones like you gotta come prepared. But if I know it's something, a project that we gotta work over time, I try not to memorize anything. But if you come in like where we're filming next week and then they send me the script, then I have no choice. Like you gotta come in prepared. When they say action, you gotta go. You know, so
you gotta be ready. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like that's my challenge.
Yeah. No, I if I get it ahead of time, it's okay. But I'm kind of learned to get past my nerves now.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this a fair amount of time
Correct.
now. That I might feel an inner nerve. Like this is the first time like I've gone without nerves. Like
which is good. You're getting there.
I just was acting.
Yep.
I was the full act of holding it together, and just said, "You got this."
Correct.
It's like I'm already performing this. I
Correct.
know these. I've performed this already.
1,000 times in a sense.
So this is I'm just doing what I'm a professional at. So that's where I felt I was finally at. And when I gave my portfolio out and showed my portfolio, I was told it was one of the most professional portfolio, which was really great. To get to that point finally in your career, where it's not, you need to build these.
Yeah.
This takes time, and acting takes time to. Yeah, there's those lucky ones that get discovered in the coffee shop and stuff like that, and that's great. But for some of us, it doesn't happen like that.
Oh yeah, you gotta work for it.
You have to work. You have to build your what's called a portfolio, and you build your resume. Like my resume now has got all the people that I've worked with, and not just in my films, but my training. My training has really become an outstanding list.
Yep.
That I've trained with people from coast to coast now. So I was told my resume is outstanding, but it's taken me years.
And that's the thing people don't understand. It's like, you know how when some people be like, oh, this person is one-hit wonder. I mean, one-hit wonder is different.
Yeah.
But somebody that, like, they say, oh, they made it overnight. No, they didn't make it overnight. They've been working for 10, 15 years.
Right.
But that day was the day they made it, where the world see it. But in reality, what you didn't see for the last 10, 15 years is actually the work they've been putting.
Right.
And then today you see, like, oh, this person has a star. They made it overnight. No, they did it.
No.
They did it. And that's the reason, like, you could see the differential of, like, the people that that are some that are discovered even in the coffee shop, they don't last. Because in a sense, it's like, it's one, probably the luck got them there. Two, they got too cocky because they got that way. So they're like, oh, I'm already, prestige or whatever. And then they don't put the work behind it, and then it's like, now it's like, okay, when the hard work comes away, they're like, okay, because first when they discover you, you're not going to get a leading character. You're going to get a small character, or you might get something that more close to the leading based on whatever it is, so that they could see a lot in the camera. Mm-hmm. But now when they give you the main one, guess what? You're the main person. The pressure is way different than when, because the focus, the camera, everything is on you now. It's not way here and there. You could they're like, oh, we're going to shoot today for an hour. You come in, you do your hour, you leave. Now you're shooting the whole time. So, you should be proud of like the work you put behind it, and then the results are starting to show up. So for that, it's like something that I'm actually happy for you, because it's like when you're like, oh, I'm in LA, I was like, oh, that's nice. I can't wait to hear about
that. But I've been to LA a few times.
Correct, and I know that's not the first time, because I remember during the box you even went there a few times. So yeah, I remember.
And I'll tell you, like two examples are like Jim Carrey.
Yep.
He wrote a check he used to sit outside like the studio where Dumb and Dumber was, where he's before he got that job, he sat up there, he'd go there every day and say, I'm getting a job there, I'm going to get a job there, I'm getting a job there. So he took his checkbook out, he wrote a check to himself for a paycheck.
Yeah, I think it was
And he
that's
put
$10
it-
million.
Yeah, he put it in his wallet. He carried it around until it was like crumbly. And then when he hit Dumb and Dumber, that's how much he got paid
Yep.
for that. He
Yep.
pulled that check out and said, "See, I positive projected
Sure.
that." And I believe that. I positive project. Like
Yep.
I have a letter in an envelope of a acceptance speech.
Yep.
For something, whatever it's going to be, wherever I have to accept something, award,
Yep.
I have that letter pre-written already in an envelope.
And I said, what you said, I want to do that. Because with the Jim Carrey one, I thought about it. And the way, because like the student film that I was talking about earlier about the addiction one, like he said he's gonna, what's it called, like kind of try to pay us. So kind of in a sense would be my first pay gig. But I was telling one of my buddies, I was like, I'm gonna frame it. I'm not even gonna cash it. He was like, why? It's like, I'm not even gonna touch the money. I want him to write me a check. And I'm gonna take the check, I'm gonna frame it, I'm gonna put it up there. It's to remind me of my first, and then when I get the other one, I'll put it next to it. And I'll also frame
You always
it.
copy it though.
No, I want the real one. That's true.
Because money is money.
That's true.